Okay, boys, so just a day or two ago, there was some breaking news with the Atlanta Falcons regarding Matt Ryan, and I mean, like, his name's been in the news a little bit, more so about a month or so ago on whether or not he'd be with the team, and then I kind of just assumed he was going to be with the Atlanta Falcons, but apparently, maybe not. Now, I want to give you guys a little perspective and the eyes and the brain of a Falcons fan himself to see what he has to say and his take on the matter. So, Logan, what's running through the dome of a Falcons fan right now? Or Joe, you want to catch people up on what's going on?
The GM did say, he said, I anticipate Matt being a part of the team, maybe behind maybe a new rookie quarterback, who knows.
Oh.
But you don't ever back yourself into a corner.
That's so. Does Matt Ryan still have what it takes? Has he got it in the tank still?
I think he does.
Question number one. Uh-oh. The finger's out.
Baby, won't you come my way? I got something I want to say. Matty Ice is not the issue in Atlanta. Why is this keep coming up? He had good numbers last season for the awful offensive line he had to stand behind. With the, not awful, but third-tier receivers that he was working with. Kyle Pitts, our rookie tight end, was arguably one of our best receivers. And then there was
your
Russell
running
Gage.
back was probably your best receiver.
Cordero Patterson was one of our best receivers as well.
Former receiver, though.
Which shouldn't be the thing. Matt Ryan is not the issue in Atlanta. Arthur Blank, sorry, there's too many Arthurs on our team. Arthur Blank, who is our GM, I don't know what is going through his head. I don't know. I feel like he's not making the right calls for the team. I've been saying that for the past couple years. So, like I said, I don't even kind of like him, to be honest. What did you want to say?
He has a massive yacht.
Of course
Huge.
he does, dude.
Aren't they all?
Huge. Anyways, so, of course, I would agree with you. He was not the problem. But if they're in rebuild mode, whenever a team's in rebuild mode, it takes time. It takes years. By the time they're ready to actually fully recover from the rebuild, he might not be part of their.
You're right. You're
game
right,
plan.
and I'm fine with that. But here's the thing. What Joe said is that he would be sitting behind a rookie quarterback. That is not the right call. If you draft a rookie quarterback,
Teaching
have
him the
him
ropes.
sit under Matt Ryan for a year, which, okay, if you want to build for the future. But saying that Matt Ryan might not be our starter next season, he might be on the team but not our starter, is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. If you trade him, okay, I could see that for getting more pieces for the future. But if he is on our team, we are paying him, and you're having him sit to a rookie quarterback, which is arguably this season, we don't even have that great of a rookie quarterback draft class. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
That's pretty degrading for Matt Ryan, too.
Listen, all the headlines
franchise.
I've seen is just like GM won't commit to Matt Ryan. But then I read that quote, and I'm like, I don't know if I really get that vibe too much after reading that quote.
Yeah, but why is
honest.
there even a question?
I know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why
I think this draft, the only way they pick an offensive player is if they take a quarterback.
What pick do
With
they
that
have?
I think wide receiver just
Eighth-
makes a lot of
eighth in
sense.
the first
to me.
round.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And this is the thing, too, because there are so many reports. That's why I try to stay away from specifically the ones that are my favorite team. I let them look into it and bring it up.
Yeah.
Like Joe brought this one up. But I don't look at things until it's set in stone, because a lot of the times it is just BS. Like Arthur Smith, literally, I seen yesterday, came out and said, Matt Ryan is expected to be our starter. We want him on the team. So, again, it's just there's so many contradicting things. Of course, as a head coach, you have to say that because you want your players to be happy. But,
Right.
again, with Matt Ryan, he wasn't the issue last season.
No.
If you don't want to necessarily target the offense, like you said, let's target defense. Let's try to get that safety that's out there. Let's try to get a piece that could help A.J. Terrell and maybe help the team. Because right now, with the division we have, Tom Brady's gone. We don't know what the Panthers are doing in the quarterback situation. Saints, Sean Payton's gone. We don't know what they're doing at the quarterback position.
It's open for anybody.
This is our year.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you try to go full force? Do you want to win a Super Bowl, or do you want to build for the future whenever, hey, the Buccaneers have built up their team. Hey, the Saints have built up their team. Hey, the Panthers have built up their team. This is the time to do it right now. Don't say you want to start fresh right now, because now's the time to go big or go home.
Pretty much. I agree. They need to build up. They definitely can make a run if they can get the pieces
Do they
together.
feel like they've been in rebuild mode already for a year or two, though, and they're still working on it? Or do you
they
think
took
that-
Kyle Pitts in the first round last year.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of
Yeah,
surprising.
which was probably the best talent on the board.
Yeah.
You're
It was
right,
a-
but was that their biggest need?
Not
No,
their biggest need, but I
definitely
feel like the
helped.
Falcons are
Yeah,
a
I
team
know.
that values that tight end
Yeah.
quite a
It
bit.
is.
Which tight ends are like that are hard to find in drafts. no
Exactly.
doubt,
We went from Tony Gonzalez, which is
Yeah.
arguably one of the best tight ends in the game, and then kind of we had Hooper, and then it came to
Right.
I forget his name. Feel bad. He's on the team. Hayden Hurst.
Hayden Hurst.
We had Hayden Hurst.
Teams go after playmakers. Look at the Bengals. Instead of going offensive line, they took Jamar Chase.
And like I said,
Look how that turned out.
this is the time
Good.
where I want to put puzzle pieces together. Unfortunately, I think we took Kyle Pitts because we lost Julio. That was a huge thing. And we expected to have Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley wasn't here for us this season.
You guys
Who knows what's happening with that?
I think it'd be so smart for you guys to get Chris Godwin in free agency.
I agree. I would love that.
I feel like Godwin would like going there too.
Yeah.
That's right.
I
There's
would
some
be
good
very
free
okay with
agent.
that.
There's a few
Gonna
good
get
free
paid
agent
a ton of
receivers.
money.
Mm-hmm.
But like back to Matt Ryan real quick. I feel
Yeah.
like just to play devil's advocate a little bit, a lot of teams, and I feel like we kind of see it with the Steelers a little bit. We've seen it with the Giants with Eli Manning, are too slow to move off of their quarterbacks, and they hold on to them for too long,
Dude,
and
the Steelers
then
are
it's
one of
just
the worst
like
teams that did that.
right. The
Oh my God.
yeah, these are more like historic franchises.
Yeah,
That's
they
what they've
they
been
should have
doing
tried
for
to get
forever.
a quarterback like 3 years ago. Or
Right,
something,
like a
man.
lot of teams
They-
are just like, all right, we're ready to move on to a.
But then again, they did
with
with Mason, and I guess Colbert still thought he was a
Yeah,
first
right.
round prospect.
You know, like I feel
but-
like Matt Ryan is able to perform better than like what they've been doing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So like I for sure like this next season, whether they're in like some sort of, I feel like they're definitely in some sort of like rebuild right now. I don't
They
think
are.
there's like much of a question about that.
I don't know if
But-
they want to be in one or they were kind of forced
Right.
to be in one.
But I mean, even last year we've seen that they can compete with a lot of these
Yeah.
teams. Whenever it comes to like the mediocre teams, I feel like they had the best out of most of them.
and that was with B-list, tier players, to
Exactly.
be honest.
Yeah,
so if we
so-
could get some of those A-list tier players to come to our team and help out, I feel like that's huge for us. That's honestly what could take us to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it makes sense to make a playoff run this year with all the
Exactly.
players that have leaving the other teams in the division.
Oh, yeah.
Go in, and then let's say it doesn't work out. Okay, now we kind of start our slow rebuild because this is the time. We have open doors right now with what's been going on in the NFC South. So take advantage of it. Don't be stupid. Don't miss this opportunity and build whenever you're going to have to compete with these teams again. Right now, you should be beating these teams,
Yeah.
not competing.
And I also
So-
think after seeing what the Rams did, where they went all in and it worked, I feel like a lot
Yeah.
of other teams are going to start to do that, and this could be their chance
Oh,
to
dude,
do that.
the NFL is a copycat league.
Oh, for
If
sure.
something works, they're going to do
For sure.
it. So I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, but
They're like, that far away from just making it work. Like they almost
I
made
know.
it work this year. They almost
They
made
did.
the playoffs. It's
exactly,
like, yeah.
exactly. So
And I think they need Matt Ryan for that.
I
so-
agree. I
Weaker
agree.
NFC,
I
just
think
a
if they
weaker
could somehow
NFC.
fix the offensive line a little
If-
bit, and then somehow get a pass rusher,
If-
because they could not get pressure on
I
any
agree.
quarterbacks. Those
I
are the
agree.
two
Rookie
areas.
quarterback is the worst thing they could do.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, if they get a quarterback, it's just like, okay, we're just throwing in the towel. Yeah, that's when they're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, we're in rebuild. We're just, they shouldn't do it.
What are the Falcons' odds? Where were they at on that list?
6,000?
6,000.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's what, I don't think their odds are too bad with, like I said, the division. If they do some good puzzle
Pretty good
pieces
one,
putting
yeah.
together,
Yeah.
so I could see that
NFC's
going
weak.
up higher.
NFC is weak,
Yeah.
so.
But bottom line, Arthur Blank, stop smoking crack. All right, we'll see you in the next one.